Good evening, welcome to Treehouse. We're going to be doing some bug fixes, but as part of doing bug fixes, every so often I find myself yak shaving and creating another library in the process. And this is going to be what we're doing today. We'll be writing a library for the very annoying format called iCal or iCalendar. Yes, that's what we'll be doing tonight as part of fixing other things. So, yes. Oh boy. It's extremely hot in my room and I'm not enjoying myself, so this is gonna be a shit fest of me sweating and complaining all the time. Yes. Hold on for a sec. Oh, I forgot TTS. And it doesn't connect, does it? Oh wait, it's something else. Please connect, thank you. Thank you, yes. Hold on. I think you should hear TTS now.
Fuck.
There we go. Anyway, we're going to be working on a library for iCalendar format stuff, so this is going to be great. RFC 5545. Oh my god, looking at RFCs instills in me a fucking primal kind of fear and loathing. It's just, God damn it. Alright, how do we want to get started on this? Because getting like basic iCal stuff out is not too difficult if you want it to be correct. But covering the full spec is gonna be something. I'm just currently looking through the iCal stuff, trying to find a place where I can start. Oh god, safe characters, Q safe characters. Oh Jesus. Alrighty. By the way, you can use tab completion for names. I don't want to parse the files first and foremost. I want to produce them. And for that, I need to get a feeling for what kinds of objects there are, what kinds of fields they have and values, and how I should represent them. The parser is going to be secondary concern, because I doubt most people are going to write consumers for iCal. Would be nice to have, but you know. Anyway, I want to get an overview of things that are going on. So they have property values, parameters, iCalendar. So they really only have one object. Which is the calendar itself, I believe. If I need that. Oh wait, we have a calendar and then events and then a top level thingy, I believe. So yes. Ah, Jesus. Okay, what do we have? Reading RFCs is really... I feel like there should have been a better format for specifications than RFCs, but... they somehow all end up being extremely obtuse. Okay. So... okay. Don't they have... Okay, hold on. I don't understand this. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So they have... Alright, so they have different kinds of objects. Or rather, they have one calendar object which has... properties and components, and each property can have property parameters as well for some reason. Oh, Christ. Why? Oh, define class is me not remembering that it was def class because I'm an idiot. No, the package name is not a typo. It is on purpose, because Common Lisp. Ah, boy. So what do these property parameters actually achieve? Okay. Not sure how I encode that, really. I guess a meta class, but ah, jeez. Yeah, I think. Oh boy. I'll not worry about property name with property parameters for a second, and I'll have a look at that in a second. So we have a calendar scale. For some reason we have a method. Product identifier. Just version. And that's it. Huh. So, alright. Components can have attachments. Categories. Classification. Comment. Description. What else? Position. Location. Completeness. priority, resources status, summary. Oh boy. We have a date and time component. Those have completed. End. Due date. Start. Duration. Free. Busy time. Oh boy. Transparency. What the fuck? Uh-huh. I'm confused. Wait, what? Oh my god. So many things. So, which are... Wait. Annoying. Which of these components are actually quote-unquote date time components? Yes, 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 yes. What is there really no commonly supported calendar format that doesn't blow chunks? Just clusterfuck the best we can do. Jesus. This is already giving me a headache. Or maybe it's just because it's hot. Who knows? There's an awesome alarm component apparently. Ah, Christ. I think I'm... So hold on. Because they imply a hierarchy that doesn't really exist. This is annoying. Like at one point in the property parts, they refer to date time events, but for instance, in the event component specification, they don't say that this is a date time event. I don't know if that's just an arbitrary grouping, sort of haphazardly, or what. Guess I'll just hardcode all the things. Yay. Amp UID start loss created description geo loss modification. I don't know. Ugh, this is annoying as hell. Geo. Don't know what that is. Rule. Wow, that's a lot of stupid ass fields that I'm not gonna understand. Great. It also says that there's like an alarm component, but I don't see where that's clarified. Oh wait, there it is. It's an alarm thingy. Okay, it does have its section. Never mind. There's an action, a repeat, and a trigger. Great. I'm gonna just type these out and then compare and contrast which ones have commons to see if I can extract some kind of superclass hierarchy out of it. I'm not confident I will be able to, but okay. There's definitely some overlap, but PID. it's pretty much the same. Whoops. Okay, that was a much shorter one. Wait, what? Oh, there is. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, an alarm can only have one attachment, while the others can have multiple ones. Why? Who knows? But now we know. Wait, what? Hold on for a sec. Time zone Z. Okay. So there have standard C. Oh, these are components, okay. Okay. Crazy stuff. Why do they group these into different categories for the alarm? Because it has a lot more different things. Where is it at? Alarm. Weird. Maybe because it needs to be ordered in a certain way? Confused. Wait, what? Section 366 for the alarm component is insane. What the hell is this? So they have... It's all the same thing. Like, so the alarm component has is a standard component with a begin and end line, and then it can contain audio prop or disk prop or email prop. But they're not distinct components, and yet the fields they can contain are wildly different. So how are you supposed to distinguish which one it is? What the fuck is this? Like, when you're reading this file, are you supposed to know which one is meant? This is crazy. Because they repeat a bunch of properties, and I don't understand this at all. This makes no sense. Wait, what the fuck? So for the audio prop, the attach must not occur more than once, but for the email prop, attach may occur more than once. And for the disk prop, it... okay. Alright. Oh my god. Crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. Why not make why not, like, add a type qualifier or make separate blocks for this? Fuck. Why is it every time I read an RFC it feels just like a hodgepodge of different kinds of bullshit ideas that nobody really accumulated into anything cohesive? It's just always a complete clusterfuck of bullshit. God. Alright, well, whatever. Onwards. Alarm component. And that's it. What about the INA component? Guess you just don't know. Yeah, they don't say anything. So like, I don't even know if this is designed by committee because it's just not. It follows nothing. It feels more like the kind of thing like ID3 tags, where someone figured out something, or IRC, really. IRC is the same kind of bullshit, where someone like figured out a quick way to do a thing, hacked it together in a day, and then it just got heaps of garbage piled on top of it, and then someone decided, okay, we kind of got to specify this now. And then it's just, yeah. Now you get an RFC out of it. Alright, so, I guess I'm just gonna, I don't know what to do with these, the INA and the extension blocks, because, anyway, let's see what I can extract out of the free busy journal and the to-do and the event thingy, because these all have, the alarm is not a component, no. IPFS? What is that? IP file system? Interplanetary file system. What? Okay. Good luck, I guess. Ah, Jesus. So, journal, free, busy, they all have this kind of. Can I just. Hold on. So, first, I wanna diff these to event and to do, for instance. I really wish Emacs had a way to easily scroll. Is there a way to scroll line by line and not make it fucking jump 3 kilometers always whenever I scroll? Because I have this problem frequently that I want to align two buffers and can't. Right. It's specification by implementation. Always a joy. Categories, class, comments, completed is different. So we mark this. Completeness. Why do they have two fields for that? Contacts, created, description, duration. Okay, due. Wait, duration is in both. End is not. X dates. Extensions, GL, INA, last modification, location organizer, priority, hard date, cur ID, related resources, R status, rules, sec, stamp, start, status summary, transparency, UID URL. Okay, so these are different. The rest are the same. Now let's see for journal. Attachments, attendees, categories, class, comments, contacts, rated, X dates. Okay, so extensions, GL, location, each related, resources or status, rules, sec, stamp, start, status summary, UID URL. Okay. So all of these properties are common to all three, except free busy, which is another deal. Oh god. Ah god. Wait, the free busy thingy. 364. Okay, here contact is singular for some reason. Excellent. So we have attendees, comments. These are all common extensions. INA. Organizer is not, okay. R status. Stamp. Start. UID. URL. These are all common, okay. Start. Stamp. R status. INA. Extensions. Comments. And attendees. Okay. Journal attachments. Okay. This is so tedious. I can't believe I'm still doing this. Comments. INA. Okay. I think all of these are common between all three, right? Attachments, categories, class, contacts, created, text dates. Duration is specific to this. No, specific to these two, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So created X dates, last modification, organizer R dates, record ID related, resources, rules, sex, status, summary. Yes. So these are all here. So we can remove these. Well, not all of them, but attachments, categories, class, contacts. Dates. Okay. Okay. And then we have things that are shared. Description, duration, geolocation, and priority. Okay. What would be a fitting name to join both of these? Um, task component. Okay. There we go. All right. So actually, components, extensions, and INA is common to all components. So can factor that out as well. Okay, there we go. That's all the properties, at least, so far. And that took an hour. Jesus. Cool. Next, I need to think about the property parameter things and other kinds of ways of encoding different kinds of constraints that exist on these. The cheap way out is always to just let the user do whatever and take care of that, but kind of like validation in libraries. Also, hold on, I need to turn on lights. Okay. So the way I want to do this, especially the encoding of wait, no, that I just realized using a meta clause doesn't actually work per se, because that's runtime information. Maybe god damn it. Well, the property parameters are runtime things. Ugh. I really wish it wasn't so hot. Alright. Well, I can think about that later. Let's try... I should call this property. Closer mop. Here we go. Meta class bullshit. Yeah. Vector slot definition. Time to start evaluating some things. Compute effective slot definition. And there was another method I needed. Direct slot definition class, I believe. No? Yes. I think so. I don't quite remember. Let me look this up. Event superclass. I need to have both, right? Okay. Okay, right. Yeah, I need something like that. Class, property class, rest args. Find class. Class mop stuff requires quite a bit of boilerplate code, unfortunately. So that's what I'm doing right now. Right here. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Okay. Next slots. Okay. Right. So the requirements that they have for the slots are basically the cardinality of it, how often it can appear, or what kinds of values can appear, or how often a certain property can appear. Either it has to be, it can be, or it can be once, or it can be multiple times. Wait, no, that's only 3 variants, right? Has to be, can be multiple. Right, yes, okay. 3 variants. Okay, So gonna have a property. Yes, I don't know. Cardinality isn't the right term for this, right? What does cardinality mean? Number of elements in a set. I guess it is kind of right, so I'll stick with it. Cardinality. Okay. Copy that over. Def method initialize instance after definition property definition. Actually, that should be a before. And the default init args for cardinality to be T. And it has to be one of T or I guess I'll do it like this. Better like this. Okay, that's that. Then we define a class for that property. No, this should not be property class, really. Should, after all, be block class. And then we define block meta class block class. Oh fuck, we can't do that. God damn it. And it won't leave the package, so it's fine. Shadow block. There we go. And then after initialization, we need to check whether the cardinality is acceptable. So loop for slots in class of actually I'll back this out into check property. Block. Class lots. All right, and then actually, And that's one of those. And slots bound p block slot definition name. I don't really have anything to say since it's fairly boring. If you are not familiar with class and have no idea what the hell I'm doing, let me know and I'll try to explain. But otherwise I'm just hacking away, getting this shit out the door. No idea why I use mop. So what I want to do is, for all of these properties, they have different kinds of requirements on their cardinality. So some properties are required, some are optional, and some allow multiple values. Now, when a user constructs instances of these classes, I want to be able to make sure that these requirements, these restrictions, are actually enforced. And a good way to do this is to define a new slot class, which allows me to add metadata to slots themselves. So for instance, for the UID, I can now do this, say cardinality required. And this will make sure that once I try to construct an instance of a calendar component, it will check that the UID is actually set to a value that is usable. So this allows me to describe in, what is it called? Declarative terms what this data has to look like. So basically the mop allows me to extend the class protocol in order to fit it to the kinds of declarative descriptions I need. It is really, really powerful in what it can do, and it basically allows you to use class to describe almost any kind of protocol you can imagine. And that makes it really nice because it's after the fact, it's not just a description that the user can read, but it is actually working code that also enforces this protocol. So, yep. Well, I haven't read AMOP myself, but it is a good book, I hear, from pretty much everyone. So I suppose that will be a good resource to start. Otherwise, it's just exploring kinds of, well, the mop specification, quote unquote, itself, and looking at code that uses the mop. Essentially, once you grasp the idea that everything is a class, the only thing that stands in your way is the protocol that mop uses, so knowing which functions and classes you need to use to get where you want to be. And that's mostly just reading examples and reading the spec. But that's the way I learned things, which might not work for you, so I don't know. I do have a fairly old blog that makes an interesting case for mop, which sort of is an introductory course in things as well. Like it explains things step by step, and what it does is basically it presents you with a way to add class-bound methods to class objects. And what I call class-bound methods are what you usually see in Java and C++, where method belongs to a class rather than to a generic function like it is in class. And this extension allows you to do that on top of the standard stuff you do. I'll link it in chat. Oops. Could abbreviate this to not list, but I think this makes more sense. Just check. Anyway. Okay. Or actually, this should be in shared initialize, I believe. Yes. Okay. Can we sort these? Def class name. No, wait. Block has to come last, right? I think so. Don't remember. Another example of the mop is, for instance, in my chat protocol, I use fuck you. Use a protocol class which allows me to restrict the type of each slot to a specific, well, type, that I can make sure that all protocol messages always have the correct types stored in them. So that's another use case. Or for instance, in my event delivery system, I use a meta class to make sure that slots are not modified so that some slots are immutable. And things like that. Or, for instance, in my engine, I make use of meta classes in order to associate shaders with a class. So I tie shader code to a class and then use inheritance computation to combine shaders semantically in a way that makes sense. So you can do shader composition through class inheritance. And basically encode shader information in mix-in classes and then simply throw all those classes together in one that expresses all the features you want through its superclasses, and it just works. Things like that. Neat things. Another common thing that I do is like associating event handlers with a class. So I store event handler definitions in the meta class. Yeah. Anyway, yes, but not all of it ready to be looked at. The first two examples are Live Chat Protocol is on Shirakumo, as is Trial. Deeds is on my GitHub. Trial is not really documented at all or anything, so reading through that code is going to be a bit tougher. But the rest should be documented. Okay. What? No, wait, excuse me, what? Oh. Whoops. Alright. Zoop. Okay, back to the spec. Ah, annoying. Let me do a thing. Ah. Annoying, 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 annoying. Ah, Jesus, I forgot the thing. God damn it. Wait, what? Fuck. Regex, not even once. Fuck! Oh my god. Okay, fine. Regex have this insane ability of making you think it's gonna be very quick to do a thing. Except you always mess it up, and then it's not. It's just a huge pain in the dick instead. What the fuck even happened here? Wait. Oh my god. Okay, no. Undo this. This is bollocks. Let me just... Why is this indentation fucked up? Ah, god damn it. Usually, typically it indents this correctly. I don't know why it's being a dick right now. Whatever. Method. Should actually... No, wait, never mind. This is fine. Okay, attendees is multiple comments. Hey, I don't even need that in here. Our status is multiple stem. Required start. I think I should change it from cardinality to requirements. Place string. Since there's codependent values, like things that are required if something else is not there. Things like that. Oh boy. Okay. So for instance, to start is required if method is not. Could do better than this, but I'm not sure if I need it right now, so I'll leave it. Yeah. Where the fuck is R8? Oh, it's in the multiple category, okay. I love this too. The following is optional but should not occur more than once. And there's a separate category for are optional but must not occur more than once. What does it mean, should not? What do you mean? That's not how you write a specification. Status is optional. Fucking sausage fingers all the time. Deal with that later. Wait, does me have the description? No, summary, okay. I don't know why they couldn't just settle on having end for both, but sure, boy, why not? Have separate fields if you want. Did we set the stamp? Yes, this is required. Okay, good. Oh wait, that's a multiple. Define block is here. It's just a wrapper around def class to inject some standard init args and init forms. And to set the meta class, which I forgot to do. Block class. There we go. TZID is required. Modification optional. Where's the alarm thing he specified again? Yeah. Alarm, 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 alarm. Here we go. think I need to make different subclasses with each requirements, because yeah. Iteration and repeat. I also need to change this to be not. So I need to extend the syntax above to be able to process this. Right, okay. Repeat. Does duration happen in both? Yes, they do. Okay. Oh, they're both the same in all three definitions. Okay. Description is now required. Okay. Description in both? No. Yes. Okay. Audio one doesn't have that. Okay, great. Ugh, this is a clusterfuck. Summary and these. No, wait, here it's required, right? And trigger and summary. Okay. I think I got it now. Okay. What? Allocation. Why you care about this? What? Oh. This be standard direct. Interpreter. There we go. Okay. Right. There we go. Okay, now things should be smooth sailing. Or not? Oh. Forgot about these. Geo. Geez, okay. I think these are all optional. Pretty sure. Why did I forget about these? What? What standard is a symbol? What? What does that do? Huh? Standard. For the standard method combination. Okay, that's the first I've known about that. Huh. Okay. Guess we'll call it that instead. There we go. Now we got all the components. Now we also need an identifier for the blocks so we know how to print them. So the calendar is instance. God, it's hot. I wanna just die. Anyone else want to form a suicide pact? I will be up for that. Dying sounds really good to me. Right. So now, for instance, what I can do is if I go into identifier find class calendar, and it'll show me that. This doesn't have a thingy. Create component task. The event, or I guess they call it name, so name instead. Oh, that's a bit generic to me. What? Event v to do journal. Could probably infer most of these names automatically, but doesn't really hurt. Okay. Some of them are weird. There we go. Okay. That should be most of the information extracted out of the spec. At least some of the fields I still don't know what they do because I haven't looked at them, so they have weird names like R status. But yeah. So once we have all this information assembled together, we can write one generic routine to serialize all this information out. We'll also need another field here in the property thing, a name slot as well. So let me just okay. I can start adding the information about what the name is in this fields that I need to output, and so on and so forth. At some point I need to start worrying about Scott and blasted property parameters, but yeah. Yeah, the way they group these parameters together has absolutely no correlation to actual grouping within the components. Makes no sense at all. Now that I've actually done the grouping properly. Where's the priority thingy? There it is. Couldn't see it for a second. Probably gonna extend the requirement spec to allow a type spec as well, since these fields do have a type requirement in addition. Wait, what? TZ name? I don't have... Oh. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah. Wait. Jesus, they have like 5 pages for recurrence rules. Not more. Trigger. Almost there. Here we go. Okay. Wait, requirement. R status. Oh, that's recurrent status. No, wait, what? R status? Where does that happen? Request status. Okay, so that is another thing. Yeah, these all have names. Names. Duration does not. Because I forgot. Components, right. Right, that was our date. Yes. Wait, comment? Yeah, okay. I was wrong. Okay, that should be most of this metadata stuff. Alrighty. Oh, right. Well, no, this doesn't need to be filled in necessarily because it is filled in by... No, wait, it isn't. Never mind. Thanks for the catch. I thought it was filled in by the alarm itself, but it isn't. Summary as well. Okay, yeah. Ugh, my fucking eyes are glazing over. Organizer's also not filled in here. Ugh. I could just include a check to make sure that it is set to something, even if it is null. So, hold on. Name required. So, now I should get errors if it isn't defined anywhere. Should have just done that from the beginning, but I'll just blame it being late, me being stupid, and it being hot. Those factors combined can account for a lot. Okay, we're all good. Package header copy. SD file. Standard box. Okay, well, we didn't get very far, but that's because the spec is insane and huge, so it's gonna take a while to get this done in a way that is good. And also, okay, wait, why did this compile? That shouldn't have compiled. There's no name slot on it. What? I'm confused now. They think good. It's also wrong. Oh, I think there's a thingy for initargs not triggering or something. I don't quite remember, but I think there's a case for that. Hold on. If method initialize instance after slots get property definition key name null name p plus name p error. Let me try this. What? What the fuck is this? Is it using a shared initialize thingy? Ah, boy. Maybe it is. Well, whatever. Anyway, let me read me. Yes. Right, the fucking repository. Push. There we go. There it is. Probably gonna work on this over the coming few days. And hopefully also finish it soon. Anyway. Now you see how you could model a specification using Common Lisp in machine-readable code. It also happens to be slightly more human-readable than their bloody mess. Alright, anyway, this is it for tonight. See you guys next week. And next week I'll probably also have a bigger announcement related to game dev stuff. But more on that then. Thanks for sticking around, and see you hopefully next week. Bye bye.